Miss Bernadette Peters, the big Broadway star. Yeah, but I've been around for a while. I'm Bernadette Peters, the slightly bizarre, since I dropped my brassiere and my style. Don't come on Tuesday, you might want to leave. And by Wednesday, 2 p.m., I might not show up. By the weekend shows, I'll be hoarse, God knows. See me when I'm rested with vocal ease. See me on a Monday, please.
Time Out New York said of our next guest, a comic firecracker with a pyrotechnic voice who drives the audience absolutely wild. The New York Times said of my guest, must we trot out the phrase tour de force? Yes, we must. Her work is something to see, they said. From New York to the West End, she's brought audiences around the world to their feet. Her wit, charm, comic impressions have made Christina Bianco one of those true divas. Christina, welcome into Melbourne.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Lovely to have you with us today on my program. And I know you're in Singapore at the moment, but you arrive here in Australia in about 8 days' time, don't you? 12 days' time from now, isn't it? 12.
I do. You know, I was so excited to come to Australia. I've never been before, and I wanted to make a nice big trip of it. So my husband and we left our little dog, Jeff, at home, and we're on this big, long trip. Right now we're in Singapore, and then I'm going to perform on a cruise ship that then will dock me in Melbourne, and I get to have lots of fun there. I'm so excited. It's been a really wonderful trip so far.
That'll be fun on the cruise ship, though. Who are you sailing with?
This one will be the Princess Cruise line.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't get to do too much. I love headlining on cruise ships because you get to see so much of the world. I don't get to do too much of it, though, because, I have to do a lot of work on land, as they say, but it's always really, really special. It's great when you can do work and have it feel like a vacation.
Well,
you
that's
certainly
right.
can't take that for granted at all, can you?
That's part of the job, and somebody has to do it. And that just happens to be you. Let's talk about you, because you're quite a phenomenal lady. You've captured acclaim right around the world internationally through your YouTube, and you got this YouTube thing going. You got these imitations of various great divas around the world, and somehow or other you got to 23 million views. That is absolutely sensational.
Yeah, if I could tell you how I did it,
Please.
that I'll be able to do it again. I don't know. It's a really special and odd thing when you have a YouTube video go viral. You really can't replicate it. And I really had no idea any of this was going to happen. It's still such a surprise. I was always singing and acting in my own right, was very happily successful doing some theater in New York, and as Christina,
Yeah.
in my own voice. But one of the shows that I did in New York was Forbidden Broadway, which that clip you played is from that. Spoofing Bernadette Peters with some biting lyrics that I did not write. I won't mind the audience. But but in that show, I was asked to impersonate some Broadway divas. And I'd really only ever done impressions for fun. My parents tell me I was inadvertently doing impressions from a young age. Like, I wasn't aware of it when I would sing along to Judy Garland singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow and The Wizard of Oz, that I would sometimes take on the tone and style of Judy. So it's something that I did very naturally, but didn't really take seriously. I didn't think, I'm going to be an impressionist or do something with this. And then I auditioned for Forbidden Broadway. They cast me in that show. I did some impressions. I was reviewed while doing impressions, got an award nomination, and all of a sudden people said, would you come to this event and do some impressions, or would you put together a concert that utilizes your impressions? So I did these things, just seeing it as a wonderful way to expand my career, like a different area. And I never knew that when I was out one night in New York, singing to me in a very sloppy way, total eclipse of the heart of 21 different celebrities, that video would go viral and lead me to so many places. And it's just one of those things. It's been a wonderful, as I say, in addition to my career. A lot of people thought, oh goodness, you lose sight of your own voice and all the other work you do. But so far, so good. I've been able to find a way to balance it all, and I'm really, really grateful. It still doesn't surprise me. So I definitely am appreciative of the audience and the viewers, and I try to put as much in my shows specifically for them, to honor them, because I wouldn't be here without them.
Christina, I saw you on Ellen, and you made quite an impression to Ellen and also the audience. And I remember the applause you got from the audience there, and the I suppose interpretations of great artists that you were doing is just phenomenal. One of my favourite ladies, a singer, is Julie Andrews, and you did Julie Andrews, and so well. Can you do a bit of Julie Andrews for me?
Oh goodness, sure.
You're on the spot.
The thing with Julie Andrews is on the phone. Okay, well let me say, I like to do a little funny things with impressions where I have them sing stuff I wouldn't normally sing.
Right.
So if she was going to sing, as we say in that show, that number, it was Total Eclipse of the Heart. Mm-hmm. Julie Andrews singing Total Eclipse of the Heart. Here we go. And I need you now tonight. I need you more than ever.
That's beautiful.
It's that little.
That's beautiful.
It's getting those lovely round tones in there, and getting the of course a bit of the proper accent in there, and it's lovely. I mean, I grew up watching Julie, and I grew up watching and listening to so many of these divas, and do now love the contemporary ones that I parody. I think it's very important to know, and for the audience to know, that all my impressions are done with love. I do believe imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, so that's where I do it. And even if I have to, spoof Celine Dion and make her say things that are funny, and have her pronunciation be incorrect and say words like "I am very comfortable today," it's all done with love, because I'm just sort of trying to exaggerate a few things about those particular artists and not mock them.
You were talking about contemporary artists, and one of those is Adele, and you do Adele very, very well. It's quite funny how you handle Adele. Have you ever met her at all?
Well, yeah. Oh, if I met Adele, I think the entire world would know on social media. No, I've not met Adele, and I've not met Barbara Streisand or Celine Dion, who I really would love to meet. But I have, of course, particularly in the New York theater scene, it's a little easier for me to meet those great divas, and we have, we've all worked with the same people, so I get to be in the same circles as Bernadette Peters and Kristen Chenoweth, and it's very happy to report that both of them enjoy my impressions of them very much, and so I'm really proud of that. I really hope that everybody knows I do it with love, and if they're watching, Celine, if you're listening, if you're watching, it's all done with love.
Well, this will be a little bit hard to do, I suppose, but you haven't started doing Donald Trump impersonations. Everyone else has around the world, but that'll be a bit hard for you, I suppose.
You know, it's funny. I don't do Donald, but I was just doing. I know I can't. No comment over here on any political opinions. But I will say, I'm being very safe. I will say that I was just doing a concert in the UK over Christmas. I did these Christmas concerts in London, and everybody said, you have to say something. You have to do something politically. And so I was able to work I got a very, very popular impressionist there that I was honored to share the stage with, a man named John Coleshaw. And so John Coleshaw came up with me a few nights and did Donald Trump, and I did Melania. I'm not sure it's the proper place to unveil it now, but see, I could make it work. If I can do a little Melania, then I can manage to.
You've got a
to
gift,
sort of
haven't
do everything
you?
very delicately.
That's a real gift. Your parents said that you had a bit of this gift when you were a youngster growing up. When did you really start singing and acting? How old were you?
Oh, please! My mother tells me I was singing before I could speak. I was singing along to all these songs phonetically.
Were you really?
Because I wanted to sing so badly. Yeah. I always wanted to sing, and I desperately wanted to get my hands on all different genres of music. And luckily, my dad worked in radio, so they were all at my fingertips, And that's one of the reasons that I try to put so many different divas and artists into my shows. I always say I try to put something in for the kids and the parents and the grandparents. So I really was listening to Edith Piaf and Marilyn Monroe and Shirley Bassey and, of course, Ella Fitzgerald from a very young age. And then, Barbara Streisand, Celine Dion. These are people that my parents were playing, and rock and roll artists like Stevie Nicks. and then of course the theater world, and then contemporary artists today. It's something that I just love, and I love singing all these different styles in my own voice as well. And I told my dad, and he always reminds me of this. I said, well, I want to sing and act and dance and do theater, but I can't always wait for auditions and wait for the phone to ring. So I've got to sing everything I can and keep working. I was planning out my career like a college, the way a kid does in college at a very young age. And so I'm really grateful. In my life I've sung and continue to sing with jazz trios and small places in New York, up to more classic, more operatic material when I sing with symphonies. And it's incredibly fulfilling to get to do all of that in one show, in one evening. Well, so audience members that come are going to hear songs all over the map. I will definitely be doing some coloratura soprano, but I'll also be doing some R&B riffing like Christina Aguilera. So
I was going to mention that.
I've got my work cut out for me.
Yeah, I was going to mention that because you are a serious singer as well as all of that, because you perform with the US and Canadian symphonies, and you've got a 2017 September performance coming up too with the Indianapolis Symphony, isn't it, under the direction of the maestro Jack Everly.
Jack Everly, he's wonderful. Yeah, I've performed with Jack a few times now, but we're very, very lucky this year. The ISO, the Indianapolis Symphony, is unveiling a show where I am. I'm the featured solo artist, only me. So it's really, really an incredible honor. And it's great. A lot of people ask me, do the impressions take away from you? Do you ever feel that the impressions are making you lose your own voice? And I can very happily say no. But so far, I've been able to balance everything out very well. And luckily, the audiences at my shows really do enjoy hearing my own voice as much as they do hearing the impressions. And I think they can appreciate my impressions more, the way I'm changing my voice more, when they actually know what I sound like. So it makes for a nice, well-rounded show.
Christina, you're very, very passionate about what you're doing. I can hear that through your voice there, and we can't wait to see you here in Melbourne. We're going to welcome you down here on the 8th, Wednesday the 8th of March, that is, at 8:15. You're going to be at the Alex Theatre, a lovely spot for you to be at, and you're really going to enjoy that and the whole area around St Kilda. We look forward to having you on our shores. We welcome you down here Wednesday the 8th of March, 8:15. Bookings are through ticketek.com.au.
I will interrupt and say they've added the 9th too.
Oh, the 9th as well now.
Yes, sorry to interrupt, but I just didn't want to 8th and 9th. Yes,
wow, that's fantastic. Well done. So we'll look forward to having you for 2 nights at the Alex Theatre, the 8th and the 9th. We're going to exhaust you now. You have a great trip. All the best on the ship, and welcome into Australia when you get here in a couple of weeks.
Thank you. I'm so excited.
Thank you, Christina. Nice to talk to you. Christina Bianco. Christina's coming here to Australia. She'll be at the Alex Theatre, the 8th of March at 8:15, and again on the 9th of March.
I'm here tonight, but I'm frozen in fright. I'm Adina, the obscene of little girl grade school nation. I'm the undisputed